it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a TBR for you. This is my June TBR. I cannot believe it's June. That is insane. I do have a trip this month. I am going to Texas for Book Bonanza. It is the last Book Bonanza, which is very bittersweet. I'm very sad that it's going to be ending, but I'm very excited to be attending. I will be assisting Catherine Cowles at the signing, so it'll be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see friends, but I am not going to be reading probably for like a week straight, but I have some really good reading plans and I have book club books that I will get to. I do always show off new sweatshirts when I get them because I'm so excited. United Monograms is one of my favorite places to buy sweatshirts from. This is not sponsored. They have no idea who I am. They had this one on sale and you can customize it, so you can change like the font, the colors, you can even change what this says, but this was like their design and I was like, it says, just a girl who loves Diet Coke, and if you know me, I have a Diet Coke every day. It is just my comfort drink, so I wanted to show it off. I was excited, but we will go ahead and get to my TBR. So the first one, I have 2 book clubs and a Patreon book club, and then I'm going to pull from my Patreon jar. So the very first book club I have is Ravished by Romance with Lacey. This was very easy to decide. She's like, there's 2 romances coming out in this month that I'm really excited for, and one of them is Savor It by Tara DeWitt. This actually came out this week. I got it on Sunday. They had it out just a little bit early, and I love Tara DeWitt. Funny Feelings is so good, so I'm so excited for a new one from her, and I do have the audio on hold, so we'll see if that comes in. But I think it's small town. I know there's a lot of cooking. He's a chef. Okay, I was like, there's a lot of food in here, and I think there's a lot of animals, so I am excited. You can join us. We have our book club on Instagram with all the announcements, so follow us there if you want to, but very excited for that. I cannot find my Shannon Drake books in my collection. It is somewhere. My historical romances are 3 deep on my shelves, and it's hard to find things sometimes. But for Historical Hellions, where we read old school historical romances, we are reading Come the Morning by Shannon Drake. I don't know anything about this. I think it's medieval, and I'm gonna have to find my copy, and if not, we're just gonna get it from the library. I don't know if it's starting in June or July, but we have picked some that are a lot more accessible because they're a lot more popular, because we've been picking like kind of more obscure ones, and they have not been the best, unfortunately. So we are picking ones that we know people love, and we've been meaning to try Shannon Drake, and it's Heather Graham, and I think we've really enjoyed one Heather Graham book we read. So she has found herself an unwilling captive to this lord. I don't know, but very excited to read that one. And then for my book club with my Patreon, we do read a Nora Roberts novel a month, which has really helped me keep up with reading her backlist. So it has been so much fun. We've only had one miss, and all the rest we've like collectively really liked. So what we are reading for the month of June is going to be Montana Sky, which I'm very nervous because this is like a farm small town. Like, I've read a lot of her small town romances where like they live on an island or like the Pacific Northwest. This is Montana. They live on a farm, and there's 3 sisters that are forced to like inherit this farm. One of them really likes the farm. The other 2 are like forced to, and I think they all have romances, and it's a lot about like their sister relationships. So we'll see. I just want to read this because there is a Jonas Brothers song called Montana Sky, and I just think about it every time I see this book, so that's why we chose it. But I'm excited to read that with my Patreon. It's always linked down below. You can join for a week free if you are interested in just checking things out, but it is there. And then I do have my mug where I did recently add new books. So we have all of these that my patrons all have submitted a book they would like me to read. I actually read Maze in April because I was driving and I had the audio for it, so I read that very early. But we will go ahead and pick one. I'm very excited to see what it is. We're gonna pick this one. I don't know what I was about to pick. I kind of want to look. Okay, so this is perfect. Elizabeth has chosen for me to read What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I have been meaning to read this book. I think I've put it on like 4 TBRs ever since I bought it, and I almost put it on this TBR, but I didn't. So super, super exciting. I really want to read this. It's YA, but it has like mummy vibes, and it's like archaeology and stuff, which is like screams me. I love that. So very, very, very excited for this pick. Oh my gosh, it could not be more perfect. Coming at a more perfect time. I do want to talk about a couple of new releases before we get to the books I have planned. So we have A Love Beyond the Stars by Jennifer Chipman. Her name's Jen. And this is a space romance. And that's all I know. I read Spookily Yours this past month and I really, really liked it. And Jen is just such a nice person. I've gotten to meet her a couple times, and so this one is in space. The cover's gorgeous, and so I've been dying to read this. So this one comes out in June. I think I signed up for an ARC. I have to double check if I did, but I'm very excited for that one. A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston comes out, and I am actually going to be seeing her at the bookstore Joseph Beth in Cincinnati. It's about 2 hours away from me, but they're having her there for her new release, and I'm like, obviously I'm going to drive and see her. Obviously. I love her books. Dead Romantics and 7 Year Slip are so good. Very excited for her new one. And then we also have A Rivalry of Hearts, which I've just been seeing around Instagram a lot, and I'm very intrigued by it. It's like a rivals to lovers fantasy romance, and the cover is stunning. Like, I am a sucker for a cover. I will read a book because the cover is cute. So those are 3 books that are coming out in June that I'm very excited for. So then we're gonna get to the books I want to read. So we will chat. We will chat. There's like 10 here. I don't know if I want to get to all of them. I probably not. But one that I hope to get to, because I do have the audio, is The Stranger I Wed by Harper St. George. I have been listening to some more historical romances. I just read 2 in the last month, and I'm gonna start my 3rd. So I'm on a roll because of Bridgerton. But this one is the new one from Harper St. George, and I don't even know what it's about. Normally they're like American because they're Gilded Age, and this one says they have generous dowries from their dying grandmother, but their father is like, you only get your money if you marry, and do it far from New York. So, oh, she goes to England. Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. So I'm pretty sure her other books were all taking place in New York. Somebody was barking and I needed to go see her because she was being loud. And Darcy gets upset when Lily barks. So now she's just gonna sit with me. Are we gonna sit? I guess this takes place in England and they have to find husbands in England. Very excited to read this though. On my TBR. And then I did not get to this one last month, Falling for Meadow by Kelsey Denise Stone. This one is a Scottish romance and a second chance romance, and it sounds very angsty. Like they were supposed to run away together and she doesn't show up, and then they're reunited, I think, when her brother passes away in Scotland. So really want to read this one. Then I did get to see Maisie Eddings at a Polycon and ended up buying a copy of this because I am obsessed with this cover, so I just needed a copy. And we have Darcy up here too. What you doing? Hi. So I really want to read this. This one, I think they both inherit a flower farm, or one of them inherits it and the other one thinks they own it. Oh, she won the lottery and she buys the flower farm. And then Pepper says that she's the rightful owner of the farm, so it sounds very cute. I just really love this cover, so I really want to read that. The other sapphic romance I want to read is Between Mischief and Magic by Marissa Serrao. This is a fantasy romance and I'm very excited. It says a drunken demon, a princess who lost her magic, and a deal to save them both. So one of them is a half succubus and her brother decides she needs to get her life together, so he kicks her out. So she goes to a tavern and she runs into a cloaked figure who is actually the runaway princess. So I also bought this at a Polycon. I really want to read more fantasy. And speaking of fantasy, I really hopefully finally get to Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I've been meaning to read this since January. And this one, I don't even know the plot of it, but I know so many people love it and read it, and I'm obsessed with just the purple of the special edition. I think, yeah, this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. So this is her adult debut. There's a dark prince battling a curse and an artist who is going to set him free. So we'll see if I get to this. It's a little chunky. I feel like I always say this, but I really want to read more fantasy this month. So we'll see if that happens. And another fantasy one I want to get to is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. This one I don't know. Okay, it's pretty floppy. I was tempted to buy, this is the regular paperback, the indie one, but she has since been picked up. I really wanted to buy the new paperback since I know it's gonna be like super floppy, and this is out of print now and I'm always nervous about these, but I know this is chunky and I know a ton of people have read this and either really love it or really hate it, so I don't know if I would like it. I know it has very, very flowery writing and I'm pretty sure it ends on a cliffhanger, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping I like it. Another fantasy I would really love to read is Whispers of the Deep. I don't know if this is technically fantasy or more so just like monster romance, because he's a mermaid. And this is by Emma Hamm. I bought this from her when I saw her at a Polycon and I haven't read her yet. So there's no, oh, this is so pretty. This is such pretty interior formatting, and I don't know anything else about it. Ooh, there's a city under the sea that is running and he is a merman. So I'm excited. We'll see how that one goes. The last 3 new releases that publisher sent my way that I'm very excited for. So we have a new Ali Hazelwood already. I still have not yet read Bride, but we have a new book by her, which is Not in Love, and this one is a secret affair. So she has friends, financial stability, a successful career. She's a biotech engineer, and her world is stable, but there is a takeover, and he wants to push this deal through, but he can't stop thinking about her, and she's completely off limits, torn between loyalty and attraction. So I'm excited for new Ali Hazelwood. I do think I'll love Bride, but I do want to read that new one, and it is so flappy. Then we have The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. We have a baseball romance. I am so excited. He's a pro baseball player, and she's his heckler. After one too many beers, she heckles the player. He quickly proves that there's actually crying in baseball, so I'm assuming he makes her cry. So she reaches out to him on social media to apologize, but forgets to identify herself as his heckler. And so he doesn't know that she's the one, unless he's the one who cries. I don't know. So I think they start chatting on social media. I'm excited for baseball, so that's why I want to read it. And then the last one I have, I'm really also excited for. It is The Stars Too Fondly by Emily Hamilton. I was sent this by the publisher, and it's another sapphic romance where it's on a spaceship. So they steal a spaceship together. So one of them has dreamed of being an astronaut her entire life, and then they go deeper and deeper into space. There's old mysteries because there was a spacecraft that vanished 20 years ago. I'm super intrigued by space, so we're adding it to the TBR. And those are all the books that I hope to read in June. Let me know what you're excited to read. I would love to hear, and let me know what you're excited for me to read. Let me have some recs on where to start, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.